Today on the channel, San Diego Comic-Con is here, and we know there's exclusives to be had, but what is my top 5 most wanted exclusives from San Diego Comic-Con 2025?
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again in my finest San Diego Comic-Con colored Western shirt. Shout out to Western shirts everywhere for another edition of a quasi Kyle Peterson top 5. And in today's video, I'm counting down my top 5 most wanted exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con 2025. Now, full transparency here, I'm not putting the John Cena Ultimate Edition on here because I already do have it. Mattel was nice enough to send that my way. I already reviewed it on the channel, so I'm obviously not going to hunt for that at San Diego Comic-Con. I will order a second one on Mattel Creations when it does go up for sale. So if you're after that one, probably your easiest way to get it. And I also believe this San Diego Comic-Con John Cena not going to be very hard to get. I think it's going to go into a lot of places. We already saw it go up on WWE Shop. We already saw it up on Fanatics. I think that'll happen again. Obviously, Mattel Creations. I think they make a lot of these San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, and I don't think this John Cena will be very different. So I wouldn't sweat that one if I was you. Some of these I don't think we should sweat, but some of them maybe possibly. We'll see what ends up happening there. As San Diego Comic-Con, to me, ever since I first heard about San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest selling point of it for me was the exclusive action figures. And a lot has changed over the years, and I think no different than this year, as there are very few San Diego Comic-Con exclusives you can only get at the show. Most of these retailers, you can buy these online. Jada Toys, Mattel, Hasbro, even McFarlane sometimes. So a lot of this stuff does come online, but there's still a few that do not go online, at least as of now, at least knowing what we know now. And those are the ones I'm after a little bit more than the others, because really my only chance to get them, I'm already there, I better do it. But I always tell everybody, there's a lot of people, Swerve Strickland, for instance, that's only going to be at the show. And a lot of people are like, oh, could you wait in line? Could you do it for me? Well, no, I can't. Time is money, and I'm not going to wait in line. And unfortunately, even if you want to get some of these figures, it's not like anybody can. You got to put your name in for the lottery. And one thing I will say, I put my name in for all my lottery tickets to get stuff. I put them in Mattel. I put them in Jazzwares. I put them all over the place. Guess what? Out of like, how many things did I get? Like 30 things I could put in for. I got one of them. And I got a Friday afternoon. There's an hour window where I can get something from Jazzwares. So I will be able to get the Swerve Strickland exclusive, which is good because as of right now, you can only get that at the show. But the Hasbro Pulse or Hasbro ones, like Cold Slither box set, the Savage Land, not even available for the lottery this year. So that leads me to believe that they're not being sold at the show, that you're only gonna be able to get them on Pulse. And they already announced Cold Slither going up a week early for Pulse members. After a week, it'll be available to the general public. So I think a lot of these exclusives will be easier to get than some in years past, but there'll be some challenging ones, and we'll cover some of that here in this very video as I'm counting down my top 5 most wanted San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for 2025. As usual, my list right here. We're starting number 5, work our way to number 1. 100% right, this list. 100% Todd McFarland's 100% correct. But your list can also be 100% correct. Put your list in the comments down below. And to me, this year feels a little bit less than as far as exclusives. Not a ton of stuff blowing me away. But there is some cool stuff, and we'll get into that here in this video. But once again, put your list in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's kick it off at number 5. All right, the list begins at number 5. And number 5, we're going to Mattel. And once again, I don't think this will be very hard to find. It will go on Mattel Creations as well. But I do need this, and this is the last official, at least as of right now, figure as a part of this line that I am totally complete on. It is the Turtles of Grayskull Skella Shredder with Throne. So we're ending on a high note. San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Interesting, no He-Man Masters of the Universe exclusive this year, unless they're going to surprise us at the show. I don't think so, but Turtles of Grayskull is going to be the closest thing we do get to it. While it is cool, is it the coolest? Probably not, but I do want this one to finish off the line. It does look cool enough for what it is, but but it easily comes in at number 5 for me in my top 5 list. Next up at number 4, and number 4 could be a little bit controversial unless you're Todd McFarlane on the couch. And Todd, you're going to say, why isn't this number 1 or number 2 is what you're going to say, but it's not. It's a strong number 4. We're going to McFarlane Toys, and Todd's got quite a few exclusives going on this time. And it looks like some of these exclusives already showing up in GameStop Canada. Saw that on Toy Shiz's Instagram there. Shout out to Toy Shiz. I'll see him at San Diego Comic-Con, I do believe. But we've already seen some of these. Haven't seen this one going over there to GameStop. Have to imagine, though, maybe it will. We'll see what happens. Who is it at number 4? Well, it's a figure we've had many a times. This time we got a different repaint to it. I think it comes with a lithograph as well. McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Hush Batman exclusive is what that is. Of course, named after the Deep Purple cover Once Upon a Time. The Coolest Shaker, of course. Hush. I love that song, of course. But does look good, and it reminds me of, like, was it the Dark Knight or the Batman Returns line back in the day? We got all those variant Batmans. This one gives me that vibe there, so I like the idea of that one. I have all the other Hush figures. Might as well keep it going. This one does intrigue me. Be interested to see if we can find it outside of the show, but I am hopeful I can find this at the show. I will say, Todd, had a heck of a time trying to get the exclusives from you last year. The Bronze Superman I ended up getting, but man, all their stuff just seems to sell out so quick. It's just frustrating, as we do know. But hopefully I can pick up the Hush DC Batman, and that's who's at number 4 in the top 5 list. We've reached the halfway point, the number 3 spot here on the countdown. Would love to see what you are hoping to pick up at San Diego Comic-Con, be it at the show or be it online. If you're at the show, come say hi if you see me. That's for sure. But number 3 is one I'm not sweating too much at this point here. As I did mention the lottery earlier, and this is the only one I did get picked for. What are we talking about? Well, we're going to the AEW Jazzwares line. We're going to Swerve Strickland. Yes, Swerve Strickland. He does have that exclusive there. And I should say, in full transparency as well, good friend of the channel, Jeff George, put his lottery stuff in. That was the only one he won as well. So we're both winning AEW, and I have a feeling Jeff, he doesn't collect AEW figures. So hopefully I'll be able to get 2 Swerves, one for my mint on card collection, one for my loose collection, and I can be done from there. So we'll see what ends up happening. But Swerve looking pretty good in this one. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting how Jazzwares runs their exclusives for, of course, the shows. It's a little bit disappointing they don't make more and sell them like Mattel does. Maybe they're working their way to that, or maybe they just want to keep it special. Of course, you go back to the days of Jakks Class Superstars with Jeremy Padower, there was Toy Fair exclusives, things like that, and that was it. You could only get them at the show. And me as a Classic Superstars guy, I always dreaded that time of year because 1 of 100 Terry Funk, my favorite character, a bloody version at that, only get it at the show. I can't go to the show. I don't have money to go to the show. So I have no chance at this. No chance. Had to wait, a decade plus later and finally get one off eBay or whatever it was. So it is frustrating, especially for those fans that want to support the line, but it's just kind of the way it goes. We get it by now, I guess. But number 3 for me, Swerve AEW Jazzwares. Down to the final 2, and I guess as we know right now, number 2 not being sold at the convention. It's going to be Hasbro Pulse only. A lot of gray area in that one there, but this time we're going to number 2. We're going to Hasbro. We're going to Marvel Legends. We're going to the Savage Land 3-pack. I love a Savage Land. I love a scantily clad woman, Todd. You know me over here. Welcome, Angie. Come on in. No, never mind. But I am excited for this pack here to build out the Savage Land shelf. I think this will be a great one there. Was hoping to pick it up at the show, but there was no times for the Hasbro booth, at least that I could find anywhere. So wondering if this will be just a Pulse exclusive. You order it, and away it goes. It ships right out to you. Hopefully it's easy to get because I am excited about this one on the Savage Land. Even though there's some repaints in there, there's enough new meat on the bone to keep me happy, and that's the way it goes right there. So number 2 comes in from Hasbro, Savage Land 3-pack, which means there can only be one. What is my most wanted San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of 2025? You guys already know, but here it is, number 1. All right, we're at the top spot. My number 1 most wanted San Diego Comic-Con 2025 exclusive. You guys know where this is going, but make sure you do subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Check out the podcast while you're at it as well. As you know, we're going to do a lot of coverage from San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll have a lot of follow-up coverage when I get back next week with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And there'll be a little bit of all of it, I am sure. But number 1 for me is the one for the weekend here. This is something I've wanted since I was a little kid. Now, I'm a heavy metal guy. You guys know that. I'm a country western guy. I'm a classic rock guy. I'm a very diverse musical fan, but I do love the Joe team. So you know this is coming in at number 1. The Dreadnoks as Cold Slither. You know I love my G.I. Joes. You know I love my heavy metal. You know I love my Dreadnoks. This is playing all the hits. This is something I've dreamed of forever. And I remember when the classified line was first announced, and way back when I said this will be a future San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It took a few years, but the time is finally now. Cannot wait to get this in my hand. I need to pick up 2 of these for myself. 1 on card, 1 to unbox. I am so excited for this set. Truly a dream come true set for me. One of those sets that's not for everybody. That's why it's a perfect San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. $125 price point, a little pricey, of course, but I think this will be made in quantities where everybody will be able to get these eventually if you do want them. And I'm very excited about the Dreadnoks kind of takeover. There's an album coming out on the 25th. There is a show at Brick by Brick in San Diego with the Dreadnoks playing. I'm all in on that. I can't wait to be at that show. Gus Rios is playing Zartan. I've already had communication with him. I'm very excited to see him. Very excited to see them do their thing. He is playing Zartan. He will also be on the show floor with the rest of the Dreadnoks. I think they're going to be at the Stern Pinball booth. And you know they're going to talk and walk by the Hasbro Pulse booth. They're going to spend some time there. Would love to get a picture with the Cold Slither band. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I am here for that. Very, very excited for the show. Very excited for this set. Far and away, easily my #1 most wanted thing at San Diego Comic-Con. It's really going to be a Cold Slither thing. I'm even thinking about shaving my head into a mohawk or my hair into a mohawk for the event. That's how dedicated I am to the Cold Slither event. But can't wait to see that on, I believe, Thursday night is the Cold Slither concert. But can't wait to get this in my collection. But it's going to be a good San Diego Comic-Con. But as I said earlier, doesn't feel like there's as many exclusives right at the show. A lot of the stuff you can get. There's the Mondos of the world. You'll be able to order it at the show and order it online just like everybody else. It takes away a little bit of the magic from San Diego Comic-Con for me. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people, and even myself included, if I wasn't going, I would be mad I could only get it at the show. So I get both sides of the fence there. But I do think we're going to see more and more. These vendors aren't going to want to take everything there. And a lot of the people going there don't want to have to ship everything back or put it in their luggage. So I could see as things keep going, more and more San Diego Comic-Con exclusives being premiered and talked about, but then sold online for the event. Just makes sense in the world we're in right now. So there it is, though. That is my top 5. Once again, can ask you for your top 5 most excited things you're excited for San Diego Comic-Con. Let me know in the comments down below, and subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Don't forget to like this video while you're at it. Always helps the channel, of course. Check out Patreon YouTube channel memberships for early access to the videos. SirPaul64, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com is my email. And of course, The Kyle Peterson Show, my weekly podcast with my beautiful wife, Angie, as we break it all down, talk about all kinds of stuff, action figures, music, tales from retail, story time with Kyle, trying new foods, you name it, it's over there on the podcast. Give it a listen wherever podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for my top 5 most wanted figures for San Diego Comic-Con 2025, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?